Anyway, my favorite play of Super Bowl 60 is one I kind of talked about the other day, and I'm not ashamed to say I am going straight back to the well here. Rashid Shaheed receiving ladder. We project
Yes.
him for 28.0 receiving yards. He cashed the max first quarter ladder on a single pass in the NFC Championship. He cashed 3 alternate lines for the game of 30, 40, and 50 plus. Would have gone up to 70 if Darnold doesn't miss him on the sideline late in the game. Projects, and man, I had a cash out staring at me for 60, 70. I was like, no, he's getting this. He's getting this. And he did not, but it was okay because he max cashed the first quarter. Like I said, we project him for 28.0 yards. Line is as low as 21.5 on FanDuel at minus 110 both ways. So a good bet just to take him to go over. He's 23.5 on DraftKings, so you're getting 2 yards of an edge there as well at the same odds, by the way. He had 5 targets in the playoffs through 2 games, 3 total targets over his past 3 games in the regular season. They're going back to him in the bigger spots here. He's got the longest ADOT, average depth of target, in the playoffs of any player at 26.4 yards. He ran 28 routes last week compared to 12 the week before against San Francisco. His first quarter ladder starts at 5 plus and plus 192. Based on his usage, I probably wouldn't even play that. The chances of Rashid Shaheed catching a 5 to 9 yard pass and not going for 10 yards it is very unlikely. He's a big play guy. Like I just said, his ADOT is 26 yards. So it's unlikely he's catching only 5. So I would probably play him starting at 10 plus, go up to 30, 35 plus. That's what I did last week. Play maybe my personal recommendation would be 1.5 units maybe across that whole thing. And then for the full game, play him at 50, 60, 70 for that other half a unit. Now you're just giving yourself huge upside at smaller risk on those higher plays. I mean, if he gets 10, 15 yards in the first quarter, you're making a profit. And if he goes up from there, you're looking really nice. He's a good weapon for him. Frankly, New England's only chances in this game are to keep Jackson Smith and Jigba's output minimized and hopefully clamp down the run game. Both of those opening up Shaheed in the passing game, and I think he delivers here.
I love it. I was hoping that you were going to be so bold as to give us the Shaheed plays. I was cowardly. I didn't do it, and you stepped in to save the day. So thank you. I am going to also look at a Seahawks receiver for my first one, and in a very different spirit than I normally bring to personal plays on this show, I'm going very simple here. I think this is a great plus money prop, Jake Bobo, to record 1+ reception. Now, I do got to say, this is kind of some sportsbook odds shopping because 1+ receiving yard is actually plus 148 at FanDuel. 1+ reception, the best you can find is plus 120. So it's a little strange there, but make sure you get the plus 148. And for the record, the Dimers model projects 1 reception, and that is all we need. 1 reception for 5 yards is the Jake Bobo number here. He's recorded a reception in back-to-back games. Snap count is the important thing for me. He basically operates as Seattle's wide receiver 4. And obviously that's situational, but if a wide receiver 4 comes on the field and plays, I don't even know, 25% of the snaps, a few of those snaps are going to be designed looks to just get him a touch, and he's delivered in both of the playoff games recently. You look at the story of his season from week 7 to week 16, he did not play 19% of the snaps once. They were going to Cody White back then. Earlier in the season, they went to Torrey Horton as the wide receiver 4. Neither one of those guys have played a snap in the playoffs. It has been Jake Bobo. And even at the 2 final games of the regular season, he's played 26% of the snaps, then 13, then 25%, and 19 in the 2 playoff games. I just think he has a bigger role in the offense than the sportsbooks are really valuing. The Dimers model certainly agrees. They have a lot of guys projected for under 1 reception that are sort of these end-of-the-bench guys, 0.3, 0.4 receptions. Jake Bobo's got 1.0 projected receptions. If you're going to give me plus 148 odds on something Dimers says is the exact projection, I'm going to take that every single time.
I love that shout out. You got to figure a guy who's playing those types of snaps too. Some of those are going to be plays that he's schemed in, like where he's probably the first, second, maybe third read on a team that has plenty of other options. But if he's out there, they're probably doing it for a reason. He's got to be the first guy I've ever seen whose receiving yards go from 1+ and then 15+, 25+, 40+. That is, I have never seen that, I think, in my life, even on a running back who gets maybe one target a game. Even Travion Henderson's at 3+. What a funny jump there. Maybe worth noting too, I mean, for the maybe more adventurous, he's got 4 games, looks like, with a catch this season. 3 of those, 16, 17, and 17 yards. Only one of them he went under that. So, maybe play that 15+ as well.
Yeah, it's a fun shout. All right, you've got a second one for us. Where are you looking next?
I'm looking at game line stuff here, putting the model projections into maybe a bit of a unique way that I kind of came across just poking around in the many, many markets there are in the sports book. So this is Patriots to win the first half, Seahawks to win the game, and neither team to score 30 points. This is a plus 850 3-leg same game parlay on DraftKings. The Dimers model projects the Seahawks win, as we mentioned, with a 62% probability. Patriots cover as well with a 60.1% probability. So both of those would play into this. Patriots leading earlier in the game is better for them to cover over the course of the full game should they lose, since, say they're up and they give up a touchdown, they'll be within that threshold theoretically. Neither team to score 30. We have that in our projected score of 25-21. This is a close game, hovering near that total of 45.5, which you would imagine is a sharp line. It won't have a team scoring 30 if it's close anyway. Pat's defense is good. Seahawks is even better. 30+ points by either team would be very surprising to me. Maybe a little bit of a coin flip here with the Pats Seahawks first half, second half, or first half full time. But we're just using the projections, kind of how our model expects this game to go, and taking a little shot for plus 850.
It's fun. I love it. I think anytime you can kind of play the game script out exactly as you foresee it coming and get nearly 9-1 odds, that's pretty great value. And I agree with the way you read this game pretty much in its entirety. So love it. Okay. My last one here, I'm going to flip. I want to have something on both teams this early in the week. So I'm looking at the Pats here. And given the various ways this could play out, I mean, I sort of agree with your general sense that the Pats will hang around for half of the game. Regardless, I think there will come a point where the Pats are playing from behind. And whether that's early or whether that's late, I mean, if the Hawks are as good as some of those trends show, we could see this become 45 minutes of the Pats playing from behind in the Super Bowl. I like the Pats receiving options as the right players to be betting from a props perspective, more so than their running game, which can be a two-headed monster. And Stevenson's been the better back, but I don't know that that's going to happen unless the Pats win the game, and that's unlikely to me. So I'm looking at Stefon Diggs and Hunter Henry, and I'm going to go to a combined player prop here. DraftKings has it plus 140 for Diggs and Henry to total 100+ receiving yards. Now, I certainly think in the right game, just if it happens the right way, breaks the right way, Stefon Diggs could come close to this by himself. But to me, these are the two primary targets for New England. These are the first and second look for Drake May, basically the entire game. Our model does project just under this at 8 receptions and 92 yards combined. But I think, me personally, I see it likely to exceed that just a little bit, just given game script. If they do have to throw, these two are going to get more than we expect. But when I saw they're projected for 8 receptions, 92 yards, I felt like that's a pretty good haul. To get plus 140 odds on just 8 yards more than that, to me, feels like a pretty decent edge. You'd have to be the smart person on the podcast to calculate exactly what that looks like to me. But I feel like anytime I'm trying to use these combined player props and just follow exactly what the model says, usually there's about like a 30 to 40 yard discrepancy between what's priced and what's projected. This is like plus money for 8 more yards than we see coming. I think it could easily happen.
Yeah, I love that. It's a great way to put the projections to work, honestly. Maybe find a spot that, you kind of have a little bit of an out if one of them underperforms and the other makes up the slack.